Hey, can I do a hashtag? Glory in his name. Let the hearts of those rejoice who seek the Lord. Psalms 105:3. Man, that light is blinding me because I can barely read that. Welcome to my new channel. Welcome to Reality News and Scripture. I just decided to start a diary channel or a channel on YouTube just to kind of get stuff off my chest and to talk about scriptures in the Bible. So anyway, but today I had something get really under my skin, and that is Trump haters and supporters. I just want to, I wrote notes because I digress, and we will be chasing a lot of rabbits if I don't. So just bear with me. I'm not here to begin a political debate. This is just my opinion. Of course, it's kind of starting a political debate because I'm putting it out there. So feel free, you know, we live in a free country to post whatever you want to post on the comment section or whatever. But I'll just say right now, I'm not going to get into it. My political view as of right now is I'm not supporting anybody really. I put myself in the category of supporters for a certain reason, and I'll get to that later. I think it's kind of irrelevant to even, in my view, and the way I handle the political process and voting, as I think it's irrelevant to even really worry about anything until we have set candidates in all three parties. I don't want to make this a religious argument either because of the way I choose to make decisions in my life. I personally pray to God and ask Him to direct my choices, and then I pray that I don't allow the flesh to get involved in those choices and making the decisions I make with my life, which is very easy to do, and God only knows how much I have to pray about it daily. Religion is irrelevant to the discussion that we're going to have today, or the issue that I'm having with everything that's being said. With that being said, I'm here all day long to talk about God and Jesus. So if you want to talk about that, just put your comments in the comments below. But that's not religion. Religion and Jesus and God are different. The issue at hand that I personally have trouble with, or am troubled by, is characterized by two groups of people. We have the Trump haters and we have the Trump supporters. The supporters, and I personally don't think, I know I don't think this way, but I personally don't think that every supporter agrees with the racist, sexist, hateful things that Trump says, or it can be taken that way, because he seems to try to explain himself out of situation, or, you know, explain why he says what he says. What he thinks about, or basically what he says doesn't really amount to a hill of beans about what he thinks about me or you. I could care less. Face it, my face is, whether he thinks my face is beautiful doesn't matter, because there's thousands of people that probably are not attracted to me. Sorry. You know, that's just the way it is. I think that the supporters, what they like about Trump is his boldness. They want their voice back. And yes, we as the United States have, if not completely lost our voice, we're on the brinks of it now. We have willingly and authoritatively lost our voice. We have willingly given it away, and through the previous administration and the current administration of the United States, it's been taken from us. We supporters, and I will put myself in the supporters group, due to the fact that I am not a hater. I don't hate Trump. I may not necessarily agree with everything he says, but I'm not considered somebody that's going to bash him. I feel like we are angry, and even if it's just on one issue that Trump speaks about that rings true to an individual, we grasp at it because we want that voice. It's a voice. Is that right? Not necessarily, because like I said, I don't agree with everything he says. And that goes into the issue that I have with the supporters, including myself. We need to get our voice back. We need to get back up and fight for what it is that we believe in, no matter what it is. Become bold again. Say what we as individuals believe, because we still have that right. Credit where credit is due. I will give that to Trump, because he's a smart man. He's a businessman. He knows what he believes, and he knows what he wants, and he has counted the cost, and he's willing to pay the price. He is not afraid to say what he means or thinks, contrary to other candidates on all sides, Republican, Democratic, Independent, because at the end of the day, if Trump loses, he hasn't lost. He hasn't lost anything, because to him, it's just another business venue. If he doesn't make it because he loses the tryout for the candidacy, if you support him, you buy his stuff. If you hate him, you basically are an advertising venue for him. And if you hate him enough to boycott his products, it's not going to last long, because if you do enough research on your companies that you buy products from, you're going to realize somewhere down the rabbit hole in the yellow brick road that there's a lot of hands in the bucket. Somewhere down the road, you're going to see that they're supplied by suppliers that you don't agree with, or supported by individuals that you don't agree with their morals or whatever, or animal testing, whatever it may be. And you'll give in because you don't want to give up what you want or what you love. So boycott's not going to work for very long. Statistics prove it. So Trump is the winner. Any way the chips fall, he's accounted for the cost, and he's willing to pay the price. Now that brings me to the haters group. I think I feel more burdened for the younger generation of this group, and particularly because of the catch-22 paradox, or cliche you could say. Because you are where we once were. You're where the supporters once were. You are the voice we once had and need to get back. Please, please don't get lost in the fight. That's how it happens. You lose sight of why you start, and through the arguing and arguing, you understand what I'm saying, and life in general, you lose steam. So my plea to you is dig deep, find something that you believe in it 100%. Believe in it with every fiber of your being. Know why you believe it, what you believe about, and how that belief affects your life and the lives of those around you. And then count the cost. Find out if you're willing to pay what it costs. If that price is not too big. And then dedicate yourself 100% and be that advocate. Trump right now is the voice of many unheard. And not one on the other side of the candidates, and not one of the other candidates on any side, Republican, Democrat, Independent, hold a flame next to him, because they have counted the cost also, and they're not willing to pay the price, because they have to have somewhere after this ends. If it doesn't end in their presidential election, they have to have something to go back to. They have to have something that holds a future for them. They have to have a future after the fact, after this is all said and done. My closing thoughts are this, and I know I digress, and this is probably a lot longer than anybody really wants to listen to, but like I said, this is a lot for me. And then, over the next few weeks, I'll be doing some scriptures and stuff, scripture diaries. But my closing thought is this: the hater group, don't fall prey in allowing the agenda movements to shut your mouth and to take your voice by getting angry at what someone else says. Don't let it get your mind so concentrated on the anger and being mad that you don't realize what you believe anymore and what you wanted to happen or what the changes you want to see in the world. You're so concentrated on what you don't want to happen so that you play right into their hands and lose focus. That's why supporters support Trump. They want that voice back, that voice that y'all have right now in this young generation. Don't get mixed up with their games. Think for yourself. Supporters, dig deep. Laryngitis is only a sickness. Remember what it was that drives your passion for all that you believe, and become again the voice of we the people. God bless.